Through the years of producing milk, selling cheese, and caring for cows, Chuck Allum and his team always knew they held a responsibility.
We're always looking at consumers and how they look at us. And sometimes we're pretty frustrated, say they just don't understand us. But sometimes we have to look back at our practices and say, well, maybe we can do a better job.
That better job is something Chuck Allum of Hilmar Jerseys, son Mark, and the rest of this 2-decade-old operation helped sculpt. After all, he remembers a time when the industry didn't have so many guidelines.
We used to just fight about milk prices.
Leaders here say they've always had a passion to create change.
Sometimes I feel like a guinea pig, but we enjoy it.
Over the last 23 years, they've helped grow a small Jersey cow-calf operation to more than 6,000 heads spread across 5 facilities. They also co-founded Hilmar Cheese. It's 2 facilities, one in California, one in Texas, processing 450 loads of milk a day. That, in turn, is processed into 2.5 million pounds of cheese.
The farming operation had grown, the dairies had grown, and my team was gung-ho to do those things.
As we manufacture that process, there's a lot of people that depend on us doing the right thing.
That's why in 2011, the Allums tried a small idea that ended up becoming a big success. With the help of herdsmen and veterinarians, they created an animal care stockmanship training program on his operation as a way for employees to understand cow care and handling.
And train a number of employees that have never really been around animals much to understand how to move around the animals with as least stress as you could have on those animals. Even though we've been around animals all our life, we're learning on a daily basis.
The outdoor classroom, offered in different languages, taught cow-calf behavior with videos and diagrams. They also learned about a cow's flight zones, what its ear movements mean, and how the animals react to sound and movement. Good things began to happen. The Allums employees started taking more pride and ownership in their jobs. Cattle-related injuries among their employees fell by 50%. The severity of injuries lessened.
I think we've always done a great job handling cows, but we didn't realize we could do even more to keep the cows more comfortable and keep us safer.
Then they went one big step further, sharing what they've learned with Hilmar Cheese and 50 neighboring dairies. Some 200 people have since participated in 25 on-farm training sessions.
So I looked at it as my personal experience of 20 years. I shouldn't expect an employee to take 20 years to learn everything I did. So that's kind of how we started. So we basically just implemented the simple basics behind the plan the first year, 3 years ago, and really saw a big difference. So it's always an ongoing process. To me, I think it made me gave me better observation skills. I think I had good observation skills before, but now I think there's a lot of little things that I learned that I never even thought about, but now I think it's made me a better observer of what's going on in our herd, which I think in turn makes me a better manager.
From cutting-edge animal husbandry to trying new technology in the barn. 2 decades ago, Hilmar Jerseys pioneered what's now a radio frequency identification technology system for animal identification.
So how can we deal with a foot and mouth? How can we deal with some of these issues? But it all goes back to identifying that original animal, whether it be the BSE cow or whatever, that you can really stop that, keep it from being a disaster to a manageable event.
They found without records, finding an animal was an enormous job. A handful of years ago, the operation was also the first to try a robotic toe-stipping system during milking.
The same motion every day, every milking is really critical.
They soon found out his cattle adapted well.
You find out after a while that cow doesn't jump around, it doesn't move.
He brings back ideas and allows us to run with ideas, and he'll invest in that. We know there's going to be challenges anytime you're changing your operations. But I've got a team that's on board for doing that.
Despite all the advancements, these innovators' biggest responsibility may live outside of the barn.
It's part of our social responsibility to demonstrate to the public that we are doing the best we can to provide that safe, wholesome product. I'm really excited about the future of the industry, and that product is milk and what we can do with it.
I truly believe that this has made us a better dairy. It's made it a better environment for employees and also a better environment for our cows.
It's a combination of their determination, commitment, and education. Why Hilmar Jerseys are the 2015 Innovative Dairy Farmers of the Year.